Hello, welcome to Football United TV. I'm your host Matt King, and I'm here with Eric, and I'm here with Bill. How are we doing?
Very well. How are you doing? Well, you're visiting me, but
I'm doing well. It's sunny outside. We have a very nice vitamin C.
Yeah, you get a little bit of smoothing, Yeah.
Let's talk about what's happening today. Obviously, Champions League finals. What are you making of what's going to happen tonight? Like your predictions?
I think it's going to be a cracking match. I think it's going to be a lot of good quality football. I think English football over the past couple of years has increased, and I mean seeing 4 English teams and 2 European final competitions now. It just goes to show that English football's at a new peak, and it's set up for a great final. It's set up for a fantastic final with a lot of goals and a lot of action.
It's interesting you say that because you say English football in general. The other really great thing about this final is Spurs and Liverpool. They've got quite a nice English court for both of the teams. You're going to see, well, we're going to talk about Harry Kane in a minute, but you're going to see people like Ali, Alexander-Arnold, possibly Trippier, Dyer, etc. And see them playing in this kind of event, represented this kind of way.
Yes, it's unknown territory, isn't it, for Spurs? So
it is.
And it's very, very well-known territory for Liverpool. So many finals they've been in, and with Klopp obviously not being able to win anything with Liverpool yet. What do you think the fans will make of it if this is another failure?
I don't think that they can necessarily even knock Klopp, because what Klopp has done in terms of giving and rejuvenating this team, rejuvenating the squad, because the closest they were was with Kenny Dalglish that they almost won the Premier League, or
Rodgers.
Brendan Rodgers. This is the closest they've come to any kind of real major silverware since the Brendan Rodgers. And you have to be realistic. This is rejuvenating. When you take a team like Liverpool, any team in general, and bring them to back-to-back Champions League finals, and do as well as you do in league the way that they did, unbelievable job by him, and I have to take my hat off to him, especially not being a fan of necessarily Liverpool Football Club, but understanding and respecting that takes a lot of morale and a lot of grit to be able to do that.
I get that, because you saw in the years before that, there's this whole thing about Liverpool not winning Premier League all the way through Gerrard's career, etc. They got the Champions League with Benitez, but since then you saw the boards and everyone throwing a lot of money at players that weren't really performing.
Yeah.
Liverpool and Spurs actually had a bit of a habit of this at the same time, but Liverpool, it was a real rebuild project. And it was only since Klopp took over that people seemed to really, really believe. Rodgers had that great season, mostly down to Suarez and Gerrard. And he's a great manager too. I really rate Rodgers, but Klopp's something different, and they've given him the chance to do it. And also, I think he got a Europa League final. He keeps losing these finals. He's got this horrible statistic. I think it's 6 finals on the bounce that he's lost. But I just can't see past him for this one. They're just such an effective team, and I think it's got to be Liverpool for this one.
Yeah, and I think that if there's somebody who deserves kind of that real more. I mean, it was such a tough loss last year. I mean, no, get me wrong, Real Madrid are a phenomenal squad, but once the loss of Mo Salah, that took away the morale, and watching that whole fight, the Carrier's injury and the mistakes in the back, it didn't really reflect the quality of Liverpool in terms of what they were able to perform, in terms of how good of a squad they really are to be with. And it's not like they got lucky in some of these games. They came. I mean, Barcelona, mind you, that might have had a little bit of Barcelona falling asleep. But think about how much quality it actually takes to be able to come through without your striker and without one of your main playmakers in the game, and to be able to come back from 4 or 3-0 down.
Whilst reintegrating Divock Origi, who didn't really, he's been at Liverpool for a few years now, and he's never really had his opportunity, or he's never taken his opportunity. It was great to see how Klopp started dedicating a lot of game time to him, and to Sturridge as well. I think they've given up on Sturridge now because of the injuries, but they gave him another shot, and you just got to admire the guy. Also bringing Alexander-Arnold into the team last season, 2 seasons ago now, and same with Robertson, etc. The guy's adventurous, and he does things the right way.
Oxlade-Chamberlain and rejuvenating the squad. I mean, it's a very English-based squad as well, and you can see that it's showing, it reflects English football as well as talent at the same time. And mind you, Liverpool has spent the least amount of money out of the top 6 teams in England in terms of in terms of transfer fees over last year.
Not too much.
The top 6 teams.
That's got to be a sign from Spurs. They haven't spent anything.
No, top six sides.
Oh, in Europe. Sorry,
my apologies,
okay.
not in England, but the top 6 sides in Europe, they have spent the least amount of money. I want to say it was 125 million on transfers this last year, and still have led it to back-to-back Champions League finals, and that's, like I said, hats off to Klopp, because and I say this for I'm speaking on behalf of him and kind of Guardiola and those two, how it takes a manager. You can give a manager a team, but if he doesn't have the moral, if he doesn't have the actual ability to get that team fired up and work with that team and work on players and make sure that they develop and skills and mesh them together, then you're not going to have a team.
I mean, we've seen this happen. I said that happened before with Liverpool. I think it was Kenny Dalglish, when they brought in Andy Carroll. And Suarez, they did get Suarez that year, to be fair, but a few others. They bought Stuart Downing from Aston Villa for like 20 million, I remember that. But
it was 20 million.
And it all made sense, but it just didn't work out. United are doing a similar thing now. You can spend the money and not have the success. We've seen that happen with Real.
Look at Real Madrid.
And
Real Madrid have think about how much their wages are combined on the field, and they're getting beat by teams that
Man United, it's like buying an iPhone 7 XR every bloody week, and it don't work.
Right.
And it's running off iOS 3 or iOS 4. It's running off with some of the first software systems or something.
And you're just like, I just want it to work. But just please, one of them, when it arrives, can it do what it's meant to do?
Are you specifically talking about Paul Pogba here, or what? Or Lukaku? That's better than Lukaku.
We could go on with that, but let's
not
go
the
back
point
to
today,
who's I wish Man United were here.
Well, we talked a lot about Liverpool. What about Spurs? I mean, I want personally, until Villa recently got promoted, they were my Premier League team effectively.
Go on the Villa.
Yes, mate. We'll do that one another time for sure. But I don't know, Pochettino, tactical genius, man. Real.
So can I ask you about that? So it's his first final.
First European final.
So first European final, and he says that he's even thinking if he wins it, he's going to go back to Argentina.
This project's finished.
He's done everything. Yeah. So what do you make of that?
Winning the Prem would be the other thing.
Here's the thing about Pochettino. I have a lot of respect for the guy. I mean, mind you, Tottenham for me, not in terms of rivalry, in terms of that, not a huge fan of Tottenham, but I have the most respect for a team that can walk in to an Ajax backyard. A backyard where this is the team that, knocked out Real Madrid, a team that knocked out a Juve with Cristiano Ronaldo, and has done things in terms of blowing by and just getting just sheer brute force. That was the dark horse, man, and that was the truth. Like the movement, the youth, the skill, the talent in that team.
Without Kane as well, without the talisman,
And I just point out exactly what you were saying. That the last goal. That Dele Alli flick, where did it come from?
Came out of nowhere.
I thought this was going nowhere. So I think it was maybe Sissoko booted it up the field, didn't it? It was a long ball, a kick out from the Rene, and then Dele Alli just
flicks it over.
Dinks it to him, and he's like,
you honestly, it makes you forget. It sometimes reminds you, oh my gosh, I remember Dele Alli's breakthrough season. He was 19 years old at the time. He was a teenager. He was just a schoolboy, And I remember how much hype he got because of the goals he was. He was scoring wonder goals. He was
that flick over the head.
Flick over the head.
The volley.
You remember the quality that this guy has, and I think a lot of people forget about the depth that Tottenham had. I think that obviously some of these players aren't putting up the same numbers that they were putting in before, but in terms of, like I said, it goes with the meshness. It goes with the Pochettino has got this meshness. United had a broken locker room, for example, for the first half of the season.
Yeah.
They had a broken locker room.
Yeah.
Egos between the coach and but think about the talent that United has, and we saw what happens when you put it together. Bulls first game in charge, 5-0. Paul Pogba was, it's tough because at the end of the season he took this big drop, but there was a time, at that time, Paul Pogba was playing as probably the best midfielder in Europe. In those first few games, in terms of the form, in terms of and it just shows how if you keep a consistent, healthy locker room, how much of a difference it makes in terms of your results out on the field.
As a Chelsea fan, we saw this happen with Conte, we saw this happen with Mourinho.
It almost happened this year with Sarri. It almost happened this year with Sarri.
Interesting, really interesting season.
And I think that Sarri has been at so many teams and has experienced so much that he knows better than to let that phase him and to let that get to him getting the job done. Because he is, the reports are reading now that Sarri's on his way out the door. I think he's about to take his this offer from Juventus and head back to Italy. But that makes me sad as a Chelsea fan. It makes me a little bit. It's a little upsetting because here's a guy who gave us the best result for what we had going for us, for what we could realistically achieve. He gave us the third place finish, even though we were I think the month before the Premier League ended, we were 8 points back at third. 8 points back at third, and a Europa League trophy. I'm sorry, that's all we can ask for. Yeah.
So who would you have to replace him? Imagine he goes. Who's the guy?
So what they're saying, what I'm also reading is a possibly straight spot for Allegri. So Allegri would come. We would opt for Allegri, and I mean Roman's got the rudeness to be able to throw Allegri's way to be able to he'll throw and that's what happens in the Premier League though, is you're getting these managers that are gonna get a fat contract and a big money deal to be able to manage sometimes a bunch of troublemakers or a bunch of the locker room at Chelsea isn't. I'm not going to compare it to how it was. And I don't mean to knock on United, but United's locker room was the problem, is that you have these players.
Oh yeah, definitely. See that from Marlon.
But what Sarri has is Sarri was so passionate about getting his style of play into the players' heads that it frustrated not just the players but the fans. We didn't have an understanding as to how it worked, and we saw how Sarri ball worked in that second half of the Europa League final. Those quick movements along the wing and then breaking it down and going into the flick over. It works. It's a system that works, and it's so
didn't have an answer for it anyway.
They didn't, and still be good defensively. That's the thing about it. They still keep their defensive shape even in the attacking half. Like that tactic right there is the reason, especially if we get it down with a bigger European team. Napoli, unfortunately, I don't think they have necessarily the depth to compete with the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, these bigger teams in the Champions League. But you give it to a team like Chelsea, who have the likes of Hazard, who's the top 5 player in the world. You give it to players like William, who's, I wouldn't say he's top 5 or top, but he's in that realm of being, when he's playing in form, top 15 player.
He's a flair player. The guy can win a game potentially for you on his own.
That's what I mean. And so N'Golo Kanté, the best defensive midfielder, when in his he's the best. So you have the ability, and you have the ability to compete. And if you get that system down in a team like that with that kind of depth, all of a sudden you're competing in semifinals, you're competing in finals.
Well, good luck to the guy. He'll have the tools to do it this time. Let's go back to the final. Let's do some predictions. What do you guys think?
Go for it, Eric. What's your prediction?
I have said, and this is my unrealistic world, but I first wanted to. I want a 5-5 extra time, just a 10-goal shootout with
some death penalties.
No.
I'll take 10 goals.
You know what I mean? 10 goals wouldn't be a bad situation.
And
we've got the quality.
As long as they're not penalties.
I mean, if you know what I mean.
Because then that'll be 0-0 until then. No, please.
No, but for me, I'm going to say 4-2. I will say 4-2 Liverpool, and the reason I say that is I think it'll probably go into halftime at 2-1. 2-1 Liverpool, and then I think 2-2 maybe in the 50th minute from Tottenham, 3-2 70th, and then it's kind of being held on. And I think set pieces are going to be key in this match. I think that Liverpool is so strong and Spurs are so strong in the air that it's going to be an aerial battle. I think especially between Kane
if he plays, or
Llorente. Either way, it's going to be an aerial battle. But even on the offensive end, Virgil coming in on corners or something, I think that he'll snap at least ahead. I think that Mane or Salah will knock a goal in. And it's going to be a big crossing. It's going to be a big crossing game. It's going to be all about your area battles. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of goals coming from movement into the box. Maybe one or two of them, but I think that overall about 3 goals probably off of the set piece or something like that. And then
3 set piece goals as well. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
and from different teams. Each team. But
we'll see. I mean, it's yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I agree with you. Like, it sounds like you think Spurs are going to not be intimidated by the event, go straight for it, try and do it the right way tactically, Pochettino style, except punch for punch. Yeah, punch for punch with Liverpool could be a dangerous game to play, but if they do it, pure respect. I'd say more or less the same as you, but I'll go 3-1. I think Liverpool might get a couple fairly early within the first half hour, hold on to it for a while. Spurs to get one, like you say, around the 70th, just to set up a tight finish, and then picking out teams on the counter-attack when they're already winning. That's the bread and butter for Liverpool, you know. They'll have no problem with that. They've got plenty of pace and trickery on the bench, you know. He may not be the fastest of wingers, but you can still send on Shaqiri in the 80th minute or whatever, you know.
Look what he did to Barcelona.
Right, absolutely. You know, he knows his game, he knows what he's good at. If you put him in against tired legs, he's a big force. Yeah. Same with Wijnaldum, although I imagine he maybe start this one.
Possibly.
We got some selection. Yeah. Well, sorry, what do you think, Matt? 3-1 for me, Liverpool. What do you think?
I was going to say
Liverpool the counter attack in the end.
I was going to say 3.
That's what I was saying for that fourth one.
I was going to say 3-2. 3-2 to Tottenham, but in the extra time.
Well, right.
I don't know why. I just feel something about it today. I just feel it's Tottenham's day, but I don't think they're going to get it easy. I think it's going to have to go through the hard way.
Regardless of what the scoreline is going to be, we're set up, like I said, for
Lucas Moura hat-trick.
Lucas Moura hat-trick. That would be something. 2 Champions League hat-tricks in a row.
6 goals in 2 games.
That would be so...
What about the ball home? Imagine that, the ball and the
2-match ball. Yeah, that's something special.
Off the back of 2 games, amazing.
But we're set up for a cracker match. We're set up for there's some Champions League magic going on.
I don't think anyone's sitting back on this one. No, I mean Spurs can be a great defensive team. They haven't necessarily been this year like we've been used to a few years before, but they could maybe go try and contain Liverpool. But I think Pochettino values the occasion as well. Even as a loser, he'd rather go out there and make a good account of himself.
You know who else is to look out for? Is the 2 goalkeepers. You have 2. That's one thing I didn't mention. Is you have 2 quality goalkeepers.
Quality ball-playing goalkeepers.
And I think that is what it
World Cup winner and a potential World Cup.
That's what I mean. And Lloris especially has been huge in between the sticks this year, and Alisson as well, coming up against those big saves against Barcelona that second leg.
Yeah, sure.
It just comes down to the fact that they could be the ones that make the biggest difference in this game, I think.
In a negative sense as well, though, because remember they're also kind of mavericks. You know, they love to sweep the keeper, they love to get outside the box, try to play the ball forwards. And you know, when you're playing against the kind of quality of, like you say, Salah, Mane, Firmino, Moura, Son is not suspended for this game. He's playing this game. Okay, cool. Yeah. So Son is a great example as well. You know, if they're 20 yards, 10 or 20 yards outside their own box and they're face to face with like Son or Salah, then you know that could open a game up as well.
They absolutely can.
What about City? What about Madrid right now? What do you think?
You mean just the city?
The city right now. We found this has got to be the quietest place in the whole of Madrid right now.
It's amazing
to be able to do this video.
Sorry about the old sounds in the background. You know what I mean?
Definitely the best we could do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But thank you very much for joining us, guys.
No problem, my friend. Absolutely, it's a pleasure.
There we go. And let's hope we have a really good game. This is going to be very exciting. I'm pretty sure all the fans are buzzing, drinking it up right now. Sun and beer together with the game. Perfect for a British person.
Yeah.
Perfect for a fight.
Call the police.
Yeah, no, everything's safe out here as well, by the way. Everyone's talking about how there's going to be loads of ruckus or fights.
Don't believe the media.
Seems okay.
It's all very relaxed. It's all very relaxed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much and see you later.